Sometimes things come back, mate.
Savvy? The time is upon us. Every pirate on Earth must stand together.
Action!
We have all these new characters. New arenas. Can't wait for the audience to see it.
All of the main character stories come to a conclusion.
It's massive. It's bigger than Dickens.
That would never have worked out between us.
Keep telling yourself that, darling. There was a time when a pirate was free to make his own way in the world. But our time is coming to an end.
When you make a picture like this, you want something that's really spectacular. It's fresh and different, and something that an audience has never seen before. That's what's exciting about our next film.
Ready, and action!
You know, it's just gotten bigger and bigger, really. I mean, when you've got Jerry Bruckheimer behind it, it's not like it's going to shrink.
Sometimes the scale of this film has been absolutely mind-boggling.
2, 1, action!
The very nature of these kind of films is, you know, you make another one, it's got to be bigger, louder, faster, better.
Sets are incredible, and I think that's one of the things that you can certainly say about Jerry Bruckheimer films is it does get bigger and bigger and bigger.
We don't always have to be big, sometimes we can be very small.
The biggest challenge is to entertain an audience, and we try the hardest just to make sure that they have a great time. Had a director who's as brilliant as Gore Verbinski, who gave you such a thrill ride in the first two movies, and it even takes you further for this movie.
Action!
If you wish to see its grand architect, look to your left.
As an actor, you could almost not read the script at all and just rely on Gore. He knows exactly every point that needs to be made, knows the dialogue. He's just a wizard.
Jack Sparrow holds one of the 9 pieces of 8. So we must go and get him back.
Hello, Beastie.
Everybody wants to know what happens to Captain Jack. They're all trying to find Jack. Jack has gone missing.
Jack had been dragged body and soul to the depths of Davy Jones' locker.
What would any of you be willing to do to fetch back wicked Jack?
When we pick Jack up again in P3, he's in Davy Jones' locker, which is a hell.
The central core of what Johnny brought to Jack Sparrow was that character who is the lovable rogue who you don't want to turn your back on, but somewhere deep down inside, he's going to do the right thing.
He's the captain. Jack is the one we all want to be. I think that's why Jack's become such a potent and fascinating character for people who are 8 to 80.
Who am I? I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack?
Sparrow.
It's like Johnny created this fantastic character along with the writers.
Did no one come to save me just because they missed me?
Performing Jack Sparrow in that way, Johnny's take on the character is fantastic.
I'm standing over there with him. It's very moving, isn't it? The idea that people feel this very strong connection with Captain Jack.
Of course, Jack always has many layers.
My hands are clean in this. Pole?
Yeah, amazingly sort of always lands on his feet. He's always got a plan, even when he doesn't have a plan, he's got a plan.
I think he plans it all out. Or just makes it up as he goes along.
The world needs you back, something fierce.
Cutler Beckett has the heart of Davy Jones. He controls the Flying Dutchman.
He's taking over the sea.
Leave you people alone for just a minute, look what happens. Everything's gone to pot.
So that plot's put in place, and on the way, we, as the central characters, constantly have our own agendas.
What is it you want most?
We're not quite sure what Barbossa wants to do. I think he just wants to make sure it's safe for him to get the Black Pearl back and roam the seas and pillage and plunder.
Barbossa! Ahead!
I
We're good and lost now. When he re-emerges, he actually comes back to play the pure rivalry with Jack. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
What are you doing? The captain gives orders on the ship.
The captain of the ship is giving orders.
It's great to have Jeffrey back, and it's great to have Barbosa back in this capacity, because in 3, it's like the odd couple, you know? It's like we're like a couple of old ladies.
You know, it's a very strong characterization, and he does it brilliantly.
Well, when you put it that way.
I mean, he's an amazing actor, fantastic actor.
Elizabeth's won.
Elizabeth has her own path and gets caught up in the world of pirates.
She was a young girl who dreamed of how exciting and adventurous it would be to be with a pirate. She ends up going on all of these incredible adventures. She ends up being captain of her own pirate ship.
Who among you do you name as captain?
Captain. Huh.
And Jack has not a fond memory of what Elizabeth did to him in the past.
Why should I sail with any of you? 4 of you have tried to kill me in the past. 1 of you succeeded.
I think that there is a certain amount of guilt that Elizabeth feels about the whole Jack situation. She isn't the same character from the first film. And there wasn't really many places you could go with that kind of damsel in distress thing. She sort of turned into a bit of one of the guys.
William, tell me something. Have you come because you need my help to save a certain distressing damsel? Or rather, damsel in distress? Either one. No.
Will has made his priority rescue his father, save his father from the deal he's made with Jones.
Do you fear death?
There is a promise that has been made to rescue him.
He's coming for me.
It's very much the motivation behind everything that Will does, but he still loves Elizabeth and still wants to gain her back into his life.
Losing her, Jack.
Beckett, who's the head of the East India Trading Company, who you met in the second movie, was trying to take over the seas.
Tom Hollander, who's the sweetest guy in the world, he plays him so beautifully. He's a real force to be reckoned with. He's got big guns, big ships, ready to annihilate anything that gets in their way.
Wouldn't want to have anything to do with Cutler Beckett. He plays one character off against another.
Square my debt with Jones, guarantee my freedom.
Do you fear death? Bow cannons!
You've no idea. And you remember Davy Jones from 2, and you know he's a fierce competitor and has the Flying Dutchman, which comes up from out of the sea. So now, with Beckett controlling Davy Jones's heart, they're eradicating pirates around the world.
He's no longer the free lord of the seas because he's now enslaved to Lord Cutler Beckett.
This is no longer your world, Jones.
Davy Jones doesn't like this. He doesn't like to have somebody ordering him around.
The Dutchman sails as its captain commands.
And its captain is to sail it as commanded.
So you have this kind of conflict between your two villains throughout the movie, and it's interesting to watch how they interact.
Hoyt!
Action film!
Captain Barbosa, welcome to Singapore.
Barbosa and Elizabeth, they show up in Singapore to meet with Sao Fang, called the Dragon of Singapore.
You intend to attempt a voyage to Davy Jones' locker, but I cannot help but wonder why.
He's like the biggest movie star in China, right?
Sao Fang has a map that will take you to Davy Jones' locker.
What is it you seek in Davy Jones' locker?
Jack Sparrow. He's one of the pirate lords.
Our enemies have united and vowed to destroy us. The pirate lords from the 4 corners of the earth must stand together.
And I owe them all money.
The Pirate Council is a group of pirates who established themselves many, many years ago as the leaders of the gang. But Ted and Terry did is take actual pirates from history and created characters around each one of them.
As pirates are gathering, pointing my ship the other way.
There was a loose confederation of pirates. That is actually true.
When a huge decision must be made, they summon the Brethren Court.
I convene this, the fourth Brethren Court.
It's the gathering of all these pirate lords, of all the 9 pirate lords.
9 captains charting a course is 8 captains too many.
When all the pirates get together, there's a lot of bickering and shouting and sword waving.
This is madness.
This is politics.
There's the French pirate, there's Spanish pirate, there's a Chinese female pirate, so it's an international crew.
The pigs!
There's also Amon the Corsair, Shri Sumhaji, and then Gentleman Joe Card.
All of the pirate lords are actual real pirates from various points in history. Don't look for them all to have existed at the same time, but they're there.
There are 9 different pirate lords, and their entourage and the people around them all reflected them. And that was a way of giving a very colourful look to the room.
You guys look great.
Like?
Yeah,
Good,
he's
huh?
fantastic.
And all the textiles I used were specifically designed so that they would have their own identities.
Put that round his waist and put the other one how you had it before across.
This one. Okay.
Then I think you're good to go.
Jack Sparrow can never change. He's like Mickey Mouse. He doesn't have a closet full of clothes. He is Jack Sparrow, and so is Captain Barbossa.
There's been a level of overwhelming, detailed artistry that's been quite mind-blowing.
The moment in the dressing room with the actors is the high point of the work. It's my job to send them away having visually found the character they're playing. That's what I'm here to do.
It starts with Penny because obviously she has to get him dressed. And we just kind of follow suit from there. We say, okay, well, if they're wearing this, is his beard going to get caught in something he's wearing down here? They've got too much hair around their neck for the collar. So you kind of have to, put all those things together.
Yarr.
Lots of tattoos on the Asian pirates, lots of dirt, lots of hair, and whatever else we can throw on them to really make them have that lived-in kind of pirate look.
I had 2 different eyes, and that I had to do makeup for 4 hours per day. These are all the things I hadn't experienced before.
And what do the Brethren have?
Oh, Chow Yun Fat was cool. We shaved him, and he grew his own mustache and beard. He also has a series of scars over his left side of his face, and then on this side he has the tattoo. Oh, and don't forget the rotten teeth. I have lots of rotten teeth.
Shipwreck Cove, it's a place that's very difficult to find, very hard to get into and get out of.
What is this place? I don't know, but I don't like it.
It's one of their own sanctuaries where they can go and not have to worry about being raided.
Shipwreck Cove is the meeting place of the international pirates. A lot of the rotting hulks of old ships are stacked one on top of another in interesting fashion.
I loved that set. I thought it looked great. And all the backing was painted the old-fashioned way by the scenic painters. And it was 360 and absolutely gorgeous. Just it made me feel like it was an old Hollywood Errol Flynn set or something, It's really terrific.
My fellow mariners and shellbacks, we must fight to run away. Aye!
The third movie to feel like this is the ultimate final battle.
Fire! Fire!
We have to include all of the pirates from all the different nations.
Yo-ho, all hands, raise the colors high. He-ho, thieves and beggars, never say we die.
For Pirates 3, Rick Heinrichs, our production designer, built Singapore, which is an amazing set. He recreated this whole kind of city and this whole feeling of the Orient.
Looking around, you'll see that we're built over water. We built all of our set up on stilts.
The whole way in, through the water, into the pipe, into the boiler room, up through the floor, that was completely built as one workable, anywhere shootable set.
Besides the exterior portion of the set, there was this bathhouse.
The main Chinese pirate, played by Chow Yun-fat, this is going to be his bathhouse, the day spa of the 1720s.
More steam.
The bathhouse is going to be kind of a nasty example of hygiene. We've got a lot of mushrooms growing out of the tubs. There will be a lot of people, in fact, with mushrooms covering their faces, mushrooms on their shoulders.
You know, a little ranch dip in this mushroom would look pretty good.
Weapons!
There's a confrontation between all of our heroes, Barbossa, Elizabeth Wilde, and Sao Feng's pirates.
You betray my hospitality. You betray me!
As that's about to occur, the EITC Marines enter and invade this place, and all hell breaks loose.
It's an explosive scene. It's this amazing choreographed fight sequence which lasts about 5 minutes.
In that room, the space got very small and we had weapons flying around and everything, so the planning and choreography had to be pretty meticulous to pull it off safely.
We had a lot more training for 3 than we had for 2. I think I had about 3 sessions. It's not ideal, but it's okay this time because we have been working together for a long time now. And, you know, they've really honed down the moves that I do and the style that I work in. So I kind of, it's quite easy to remember it quickly.
It escalates from the bathhouse out into the streets, across bridges, and it was quite a set.
The Singapore scenes, there was a huge sword fight, and stunt guys used to fall 20 feet and flail and then take a dive at the end because it was only 3 feet deep.
We make a rough map of the territory that we're shooting in when we rehearse it, but you get on set and it's like, that 4 meter space that I had to do that one swing is now 1.5 meters, and actually I have to navigate this and this and this. I've done enough sword action sequences now that I'm confident we'll get it.
One more, guys, one more. That was messy.
What an audience doesn't see is how much time all these actors put in behind the camera. Prepare for the sword fighting, the stunts, things that takes weeks and weeks to prepare. It looks so simple when you see them clash with those swords, but everything is so choreographed. Action sequence in our movie is the Maelstrom. It's a big battle of all of our characters in the movie. You have Davy Jones and Beckett with the Flying Dutchman up against the Pirates Council and all the pirates who have united to fight them. The sea turns into an enormous whirlpool.
It's the 10 Commandments, it's the parting of the Red Sea, it's the biblical whirlpool from hell, and 2 great galleons are locked into that.
We have many stories going on within the battle.
Will you marry me?
That principal storyline that ran through all these battles was central to everything else.
Amazing, you know, unbelievable. Drive you 1.5 hours up to the desert, you go inside this building, climb up on board the Flying Dutchman, and we're gonna drench you. And you're gonna sword fight. And you're gonna be at an angle. Then you're just gonna go, okay, fine. No problem.
It all starts on a piece of paper and a napkin. Then 600 very talented men and women come in here and build all this.
This project is off the charts. We had to design and we had to create this monster in 3 months.
It's visually a very bold idea.
Look at that. That is a massive piece of sculpture.
Gore's a strong proponent of trying to get practical elements on set, to get as much in camera as you can get, and then use visual effects where you really need them. It's important to have real elements. As much as you can do real, the more realistic the final result will be.
This is a great opportunity for just some wood chunks to fly through here, like, you know, really.
He's got this fantastic childlike quality where he is just driven and focused and sees it and knows what it is, and he's got the energy and enthusiasm to keep doing it.
Just
It's like kids playing pirates, and you've got the best toys in the world.
Our actors on the show really took a beating in the maelstrom.
We went for 3 months.
It's torrential downpour and probably 75 knots of wind.
I call it surviving.
I just feel sorry for the crew because they're in it all day long.
However hard it gets, we all have a lot of confidence in what the final product turns out to be because we've seen the first movie, the second movie, so we know what we're in for. It's worth the effort.
This was a sequence that I don't think they've ever encountered before, something that's so big and so enormous.
Well spoken.
It'd be too late to alter course now, mateys.
It's just a monster of a movie. It's great fun family entertainment.
Amazing, you know, unbelievable. I'm very excited to see how it's going to all match up.
Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. It's got everything that we want when we go to the theater. Enormous battles, romance, humor, and we take you to places you've never been before with characters you love.
Everything we've ever faced, everything we've ever done has led to this.
You will not be disappointed.
Count on that.